Okay, you know what, Mike? How about we just jump right into the trade between the Steelers and the Dolphins? Pittsburgh receives Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, tight end, and the Dolphins get Minkah Fitzpatrick and a fifth-round pick in 2027.
It's crazy. I mean,
did any team win this trade?
That's tough, man. Do I get Jalen Ramsey engaged? Do I get the guy who wants to play, or do I get the malcontent? Now, Jonnu Smith, look, you add him to Freiermuth, couple of nice tight ends there for Aaron Rodgers. It's just weird for the Steelers to be going all in when they should be rebuilding. For Miami, they didn't want to pay Jalen Ramsey. He did not want to be a Miami Dolphin anymore. So they went out and reacquired guy they drafted and traded. It is a bizarre trade. I think it works for both teams at a certain level, but I don't think it greatly changes the trajectory of either team.
Yeah, because the Minkah Fitzpatrick, I was like, wait, was he not happy in Pittsburgh?
No, they just launched him out of a cannon. And look, he's a good player, but you know what he's not going to do? He's not going to stop the run. He's not going to line up at defensive tackle. Miami's D-line is atrocious. So, Rico, it's just one of those, Michael Jordan security guard trades.
Okay.
Flipping quarters. Sure.
Let's stay with the Steelers.
A lot of Steelers.
Multiple reports coming out that multiple teams are interested in Steelers star TJ Watt. He's unhappy.
We're doing this again.
He is the latest in a long line of rush edge defenders who are unhappy. Is he just going to pimp the Steelers for more money, or does he really want to be moved?
After what Myles Garrett pulled off, where he lit the house on fire, walked away, didn't apologize for it, and then farted in front of the cameras, only to go back to Cleveland and get paid a king's ransom, I'm going to go ahead with the pimpage. I think he's going to roll in with a chalice and a cane and some platform shoes like 1973.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wish David was here for this because this both involves his team.
But again, there are issues. They don't want to pay him deep into his 30s, but yet all he does is go out and kill, and he is the face of that franchise. So there would be a revolt in Pittsburgh if they didn't pay him.
So you think he is going back to Pittsburgh?
Yes,
not
pimpage.
Kenny, would you like to chime in?
Oh, I agree completely. I too am bummed out that David is not here to relay his feelings on the matter.
I know. Because
David would be acting like Wayne Brady in the Chappelle skit if he were here.
All right, because
he'd be furious.
I want to get your opinion on something.
Sure.
Let's just ride the Steeler train one more time.
Why?
Because Ben Roethlisberger came out and said something that I didn't think it was debatable, but some people have it debatable, saying in his prime, he would rather have Aaron Rodgers than Patrick Mahomes. Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers in his prime or Mahomes
honestly,
in his prime?
Look, Rodgers' prime, now it's terrible to say this, is 7 or 8 years ago, but he had seasons of like 50 touchdowns and 3 picks. They just didn't do enough. They didn't spend enough. They weren't aggressive enough. The difference is Mahomes has won the biggest games. Mahomes would have another Super Bowl if D4 didn't line up off sides. I can't say I agree with it because Mahomes chips down has won those games and Rodgers didn't. So I'll stay with Mahomes.
Kenny?
I lean Mahomes. Rodgers had some spectacular seasons. I mean, obviously as a Lions fan, he terrorized me for quite some time, but maybe it's recency bias too, I'll admit that, but I lean Mahomes.
All right. Some more NFL news, guys, going into this season. I'm going to give you a list of players, and we're going to say whether this will be their final year or not, because we just finished talking about Aaron Rodgers. Is this it for Aaron Rodgers, or will he find a way to milk this for one more year?
No, this is it.
This is it?
This is it. Plus, he already pulled the fake marriage thing off. What will he have up his sleeve next year? Fake his own death?
You know what? I can see that. Change his name.
He'll be the guy who leaves for Uzbekistan without telling his family.
He'll pull a Bobby Valentine.
Now, this is it. I'm not even convinced he finishes the season.
Really? Okay.
He might get his head taken off.
Travis Kelce.
Why?
Is this his final season?
Yes. 100%.
Goes on tour?
I think Taylor will make him retire. Yeah, I think it's over. There's no way they're not getting married and it's going to be the end. Plus,
she's going to pull a Giselle and say, hey, you need to retire?
No, it's just, look, I laughed. I read an article last week when it was like, oh, Travis Kelce and changing his body. And I'm like, looks like he drives an Astro van. Like, I'm sorry, but this is not.
It's probably because he came in he was not in shape to start the year off last year.
Rico, he's old. And guess what? It's rare for someone to be one of these physical freak shows like James Harrison. You know, that guy looked like Terry Crews in his later years.
He still could play.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen.
But that's rare.
Yes.
A LeBron is rare.
Right.
Travis Kelce looks like someone who helps you paint your fence on a Sunday afternoon for a six-pack. Neighbor Travis.
Hanging out with Jeremy Otto.
Hi diddly do, neighbor.
Kenny, Travis Kelce.
I'm on the opposite side of that one. I think the longer he's in the media, the more him and Taylor can play in terms of attention. So, yeah, I'll say he's
Jeremy Otto, Lord of the Cargo Short.
All right.
Hi diddly do.
Next name. Will they retire or will they play another season? Matthew Stafford.
Play another season. Still playing at a really high level, and I think that football team with a young, cheap, talented defense, I think they're going to make some noise. I think he will play past this season.
The only thing that would stop him for me would be health. If he can stay healthy, then yeah, he's going to play.
See, I do wonder if they win the Super Bowl, do you just
you're adding caveats now.
I'm saying
you're mean.
I'm not mean. Okay, next
you changed
name.
the question midstream.
Calais Campbell.
Last season. This is the last stop.
Levante David.
Last season. Teams move on from old linebackers.
Yeah.
I'll say last season.
Okay. Trent Williams.
Not last season.
Really?
You'll beg and plead and keep him.
37.
Okay, last season. I don't know. He's so good still.
He is, but it's one of those, when do you finally replace him or do you just let him hang on? Bobby Wagner.
Not last season. Supercomputer, still playing at a high level.
Two more. Kirk Cousins.
I don't know if he's playing this season. So last season. I could easily see him grilling steak on foil like the maniac that he is.
Was not a good look for him.
Neither was the Bible story after losing a playoff game.
Okay, there's always time for the Bible.
I needed Kirk in the backyard slamming a bottle of whiskey because he let Danny Dimes burn his house down. Instead, he was Jeremy Otto. Hi diddly do, family. How was everyone's day? You just lost a home playoff game, ass. Act like it.
He said that family first, and he meant it.
Right.
Final one, Russell Wilson.
Oh, last season, for sure. He's here for 5 games, and then he will go into vapor. There's just no way, man. What?
No, just
the Giants will be 0-5. The calls for Jackson Dart will become insane. People don't realize Jackson Dart's going to be terrible.
Is there any way that the Giants could, because every year there's that worst to first team?
Yeah.
Any way that could be the Giants?
If their defense, okay, do you remember the Bears defense of 7 or 8 years ago where they scored 80 touchdowns?
Yeah.
And they just killed everybody. It might have been the year they had the double doink. If the Giant defense is that, where they've created this wrecking crew up front and Abdul Carter's Micah Parsons and Dexter Lawrence remains the best interior lineman in football. Thibodeau explodes. Brian Burns is hey, if anything's possible, but
not probable.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Okay, just curious.
I'll be shocked if they win 6-7 games.
That's your NFL Blitz 97-1.